Hey, this is Brian Waymeyer with Health Gains Coaching, and today I wanted to talk about political health. I was considering doing another video about a supplement vitamin mineral this week, but was resonating with political health. As a coach for years, I've thought about whether to talk about politics in my business, as that does upset a lot of people, as there are a lot of strong feelings and opinions in politics. But if I'm going to be anything close to America's health and life coach, and if I do kind of want to be a jack of all trades, then of course I would talk about politics. I'm not going to talk about politics a lot, but political health is in a sense part of our health. According to the American Psychological Association, the APA, politics is increasingly recognized as a source of chronic stress, affecting both our physical and mental health negatively across the population. One of the APA's key points is that political anxiety is distinctly different from psychological conditions such as general anxiety, with its unique impact on emotional well-being and societal cohesion. And as of today, October 15th, 2024, we're about 20 days away from the general election on November 5th. Usually election years, there's the greatly increased chance for our societal cohesion to reduce, as politics has increasingly become a mudslinging game, a game of deception with a focus on always raising funds for the next thing. We've consistently had people in political positions unable to follow through on their promises and truly take care of American citizens. Truly, working in politics, should be about helping your fellow citizens. Your country, your state should be about solving the issues of the American people, helping them to have less stress, to thrive. But as pretty much everyone knows, usually we just have political discord, with those in power arguing over which way to go, which way to do things, instead of being able to talk about the issues and come to a compromise. A good majority of Americans do not believe in our political process because they believe their vote has no say, that it's all a game anyway, that it's corrupt, that it's rigged, that who's ever in power isn't gonna do anything anyway. There's been so many political scandals, there's been so many corporations having an influence on elections, on laws, and there's been so much abuse of the taxpayers' dollars that people have lost hope in the system, that people are in despair, and think that the country will collapse, that America will collapse. With our internal discord, with our rising debt, with our inability to have conversations, to come to compromises, there's definitely a chance for our nation to crumble, as societies in the past have crumbled. I would say to the average American, it already seems like we are in some sort of a depression. If the economy of America were truly to collapse, then we wouldn't have to allow a dollar bill, a piece of paper, and the lack of its value to ruin our country. But hopefully our country can remain strong. Hopefully we won't have to concern ourselves with another civil war. Those in positions of political power have the duty to American citizens to do what's best for them, not for themselves. As far as the average American citizen and voting, being involved in politics, that can be a difficult thing to keep up with. There are so many political positions, not just in your local government, but your state government, federal government. There's so many positions that it's hard to stay updated on political knowledge, especially when so many Americans are so occupied with working, with trying to pay their bills, with trying to raise their kids. For Americans who aren't thriving in their downtime, most of them aren't going to want to look at politics, this messed up game of self-gain, whether it's a person or a corporation. Americans are so overwhelmed that they want to focus on themselves, on fun, on their family, when they're not working. Americans should be able to trust who they elect into a position of political power. Fortunately, they haven't been able to, and perhaps we won't be able to until there are certain safety measures in place to prevent corruption in politics. I honestly don't understand why a corporation is considered a person and why that corporation, aka person, has the ability to donate funds to a political person. They're able to have a massive influence on elections. I thought elections were about American citizens voting for those who they want in a political position. If it is the government's job to take care of us, but not interfere in our lives, not tell us what to do, just to take care of us, then they should be making it easier for American citizens to vote. There should be better safety measures in place for voting. The U.S. citizens and their tax dollars that they give to the government should be accounted for and allocated appropriately. The American people should not have to worry about a missing $5 million or missing $1 trillion or whatever the case. Unfortunately, as things stand right now, the political system is not going to make it easy on you to sort through all the information to make the most educated decision that you can. Not to say that a more educated decision will make you vote one way or the other. Everyone's going to have their different opinions. Who's the proper candidate, even after sorting through all the available information. I think it's important for the American people to keep in mind that our politicians are working for us. They are working for you. They are not supposed to be working primarily for their own interest, and they are not supposed to be working for corporations, foreign countries. It's my belief that American citizens are the true clients of politicians, and if they are not working for us, for our country, then something needs to change. In this election, like a lot of elections, there's more than just the presidential seat up for grabs. While it's easy to focus just on the president, and while it's hard to focus on all the positions that are up for grabs, it's best to be informed on these other candidates, on these other positions, if you're able to. Besides the president, we obviously have a vice president seat up for grabs. We have 34 of the 100 seats in the Senate, all 435 seats in the House of Reps. We have governor seats in 11 states, legislators in 86 of the country's 99 state legislative chambers, and a wide range of local and special elections taking place. Now, I've generally considered myself an independent, so I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. However, I would recommend trying to do as much research as you can, and urge you not to imitate the negative behavior that people in political positions have displayed. I would say that the average American is not like the standard blue and red politicians that we have. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that the average American could talk to you about politics without yelling at you, and potentially either person could help to fill in the gaps of ignorance that the other person has. If anything, the individuals could agree to disagree. In conclusion, I urge you to hold politicians to a higher standard. Otherwise, it's just going to be business as usual. Our education system will remain mediocre. Our healthcare system will remain a sick care system. Food supply will remain mediocre, hazardous. Crime will continue to thrive, and Americans will continue to be chronically stressed, losing their belief in the American dream as a possibility.